welcome and welcome back to the Purpose and Glow podcast. My name is Pamela Nangombe, your host, and today I'm excited for yet another episode. I'm excited for this one, especially my guest, Today we will be talking about marketing because my guest is a specialist, if I can say so myself, in marketing, so I'm excited to have this conversation with her. So if you are perhaps thinking of going into marketing, or you're a business person and you don't know how to start with your marketing process, whatever marketing related conversation that you think you'll need, I think this episode will be for you. So let me give you a brief background of how I met my guest. A few months after getting married, I got a job. And when I walked in, I remember walking in and I saw this lady. The first thing I've noticed, because I didn't know her, the first thing I've noticed about her was her English. The girl could speak English. Uejaa, thank you so much for joining me on today's episode.
Who are you talking about?
You!
Hi, Pamela.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, or for deeming it worthy that I join you on this Purpose and Glow podcast. Thank you so much.
Okay, for those that do not know you yet, because I mean everybody knows you by now, how would you introduce yourself?
Well, first and foremost, the very foundation of everything that has been, was, is, and is to come is based on God. So my foundation of my existence, very existence, is God, and love family, love the community that I have and built around me for the past couple of years. But in the professional space, I wouldn't say an expert, but a marketing specialist, let's say it. Also a bit of comms, also in the branding space. And in my personal brand, because I see you had Helena Kefua here talking about personal brands. So my personal brand, I am a professional corporate MC and also a voiceover artist. I love life, I love hiking, I love running, I love working out, I love food. I would say I'm a great baker. So if you ever want anything baked, I love that. I love doing that. And just like an all-round good human being.
I love that.
Yeah.
So much. What a handful of an introduction.
Yeah.
But I love it because it all makes sense. It has meaning.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely does. It does.
So before we get into the conversation, I'd like us to go through a few icebreaker questions.
Let's.
The first question would be, what's your favorite color and why?
Favorite color, on top of my head, would be pink. And that wouldn't just be randomly anybody's favorite color. Why? Because if you wear pink, like, you can't ignore me, okay? There's something gentle yet commanding about pink. I have found, and I know, like, every time I wear it, there's something about it that says she's arrived. And basically that is my name. My name says Uejaa. That means she has arrived, she's here. And that's what the color for me represents, like, I have arrived. And you will know that I have arrived by the way you step into a room, because that's what you're supposed to do. Basically, your very presence should command attention, should command clarity, and in what you say. So go into the room prepared, but why not have a color that draws the attention while you do that?
My second icebreaker question would be, what's your morning routine like? Are you a morning person or are you like a night owl?
I don't know. I'm just like, I've tried to do those morning routines. Am I an evening person? By 9:30 I'm out, because I train very hard. I work very hard. And when you come from training from the gym, it's like you shower, eat, and all you want to do is just sleep.
Yes.
So I'm not a night owl at all. Even if you take me out, trust you me, by 10, if it's late, I will leave you. We'll see each other around, basically. So I'm not morning routine. I'm not a 5 a.m. person either. Prayer, music, there has to be music every morning, and then that's it.
What's your favorite song? Let me put it like that.
Right now, I'm listening. I say now because I have too much to point out. Her name is Lizzie Morgan. There's a song called Alabaster Box. She's doing a remake of it. CC Winans did the original. So it basically speaks to each person, like you're calling, you're basically taking the message to the people through your podcast. Somebody behind the mic is an engineer, somebody's doing sound, somebody's doing something. But for you to do that, it costs you something. So there's a cost to the oil that you're putting out. So there's a sacrifice to what you're giving the world. And if it doesn't cost you something, then it's not a sacrifice. So basically that's in the song, basically that's what the message of the song is. And that's why I love listening to it right now in the season, that you have to give up something
to gain,
for something to happen because my not showing up or my not doing the thing I need to do is holding out somebody else back. So I think that's why I love listening to the song, because I'm like, if everybody knows, like I've worked in radio for so many years, I have like this my music taste is vast and wide, but that song stands out for this season.
My next question would be, what's the biggest influence in your life?
Probably hands down my mom. My mom continues to be.
Why is that?
Because she I think for me, she was the first introduction to God's love. So I think through her upraising 4 girls, she showed us that yes, you might not have what the world says you should have, but you have each other. You have a home, there's food, and that's it. And once you get, I always say, like at work, like if we get the basics right, everything else is like it's automatic. It will line up. So I think for me, she will always be the most influential person in my life. Like because if you say that. And I think it's a saying that everybody has probably heard somewhere, somehow, that says that basically saying that God will help us. Doesn't matter what the situation might look like. Like it can look bad, dark, pitch black, but He will, and He is there in the circumstances, in the season in and season out. So my mother.
My last icebreaker question would be, if you had to do any job in the world, what would it be and why?
Any job. Please, if my boss is listening, I absolutely love what I do right now. I love what I do, but if I can do community work, going out to serve people, that's what we're all called to do, because we're called to serve people in different spheres, in different ways. So I think if I can establish an organization where we go out and serve people in such a way that giving them a meal is great. It's good. We should all do that. But teaching them a skill so that they can empower themselves. If you've done that, then you're good. That's it. Even if it's one person. That's it. So that's the job.
I don't know what to say because it's so true.
That's it. Because we can feed people. But then do we teach them how to grow the food they're eating? Or can we teach them a skill of how to do hair, how to do nails, how to, welding, all of those things. Even speak properly.
But I was about to ask, what would you teach them to do?
Well, the one thing that automatically comes to me is speaking. And that's what I've done for years in the spaces that I've occupied, has been speaking in front of the microphone, speaking. I'm like individuals that have reached out to me because they've seen me speak on stage, like, hey, can you help me speak? I struggle with stage fright, public speaking and all of those things. I think if you can articulate yourself better in the spaces that you occupy, and it's not, and I've always reminded everybody, it's like, it's not just for radio presenters or TV people just that have to speak eloquently or properly. Like, you can go into a room, interviews every day. Like
every day.
You meet people every day. Like, speak clearly and bold. Stand your ground with your idea.
I know this is not why you're here for. We're not here to talk about public speaking. But I have a question. How do you how do I get to a point where I know how to articulate myself? Because for somebody who has been like very quiet and reserved for the longest time, you tend to think a lot. You tend to keep a lot of things to yourself. How do you then, or what step can I take to be that person that just knows how to articulate herself? Because many a times I'll find myself wanting to say something, but I'll be like, did I say it right? Because
everything is in your mind.
What is here and what is coming out from here? Two different things.
I think for me, it's always been firstly find. I think do your research.
Okay.
Do your research. Preparation.
Okay.
That's the word I'm looking for. Preparation is key in everything that you put out. Even in the simple conversation, I'm like, you could be easily misunderstood. We know in the world we live in the TikTok eras, in the social media era, people can blow out your idea of what you said. But I believe that if you come forth as a prepared and you come forth as a subject expert in what you've articulated, I think that would go a long way. So just really preparation, just find some stand your ground on the idea that you're sharing with your people.
Okay.
Like, what's the big idea? What do you want the people to walk away with at the end of what you're taking them on, with what you're saying?
So what I'm getting is, in as much as I have to do research, I still need to just believe in what I'm doing or just stand on what I'm saying.
Yeah, stand on it.
So that
because somebody can easily challenge it.
Yes.
So what if somebody comes through and challenges your idea? Are you able to defend it? So what's the big idea that you're selling to the people at the end of the day? Because everybody's selling a big idea. In the tech world, in politics, in marketing, branding, in comms, what's the big idea that you're selling? And can you stand by your idea even if it's challenged? Okay. Do you have data to back it up as well?
Yes. So let us go back to the beginning. How was your upbringing? I ask this because you stand or you look like you are, not that you do. Like, you are somebody who's very confident in the person that you are. And that can take you places to, not only places, it can just take you to the right places, positions, right people. So how did Uejaa come to be about that? Who you are today? Apart from God, yes, we know we love God.
Absolutely.
But just your upbringing to where you are now.
My upbringing was as simple, I think, as it comes. From the dusty streets of Karatura. Groot winkels back then. It's still groot winkels, but back then it was very violent. I think every Friday, not really every Friday, but the weekends it became a bit more violent. But during the week, you had people always partying on the streets, they're drinking or stuff like that. But the upbringing was really one of it was really simple. It was, we'd go to school holidays. The very last day, when it's school holiday, you must go to the farm. Every school holiday, we went to the farm. So that was it. But I loved it because everybody went to the farm back then. We have those, especially during December time. We would have the whole family there. We'll bake and we'll have this nice big festivities where everybody's there. So I think I carried that with me, and it's just sad to see that we don't do that as much anymore because everybody's busy. We booked on busy. That's what we are right now. Myself included, okay? As much as I have that as a foundation growing up. So it was really simple. It was a household raised in respecting people. Doesn't matter what position they hold, where you meet them in life, respect them, and just really genuinely be a good person because there's enough evil in the world. So it was really simple. There was nothing, there was nothing extraordinary about it, but I think just really being surrounded by family, I think that was really solid growing up.
As a young girl from Katutura, from the streets of Katutura, how did you navigate life being young and living in a society or a place like Katutura? Because I think you're different. I can't say every other person is not different, but by different, I want to come in the context of being confident, right? being confident, being sure of who you are, what you want in life, just even having good morals and manners.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it.
Almost like, how do I make it out of
Yes.
like that?
Yes.
I think for me it was really about our family really shielded us a lot. We saw what was happening in the community, but our family really shielded us a lot from not going that way. Like keep it here, like that. Not that we got everything right.
Yeah.
We went clubbing, we did the things, but it's just somehow you were always brought back to we were beaten.
Yeah.
We punished everything. So I say these kids of this.com era are spoiled. They do not know a beating.
Yes.
They don't know a beating. So there was always like, in as much as we would try and get our way, sneak out of the house and do all of that, there was punishment attached to that. But in such a way that it reminds you that, if I do this again, this is the punishment.
Yeah.
So it was yeah. What's the option? Like, do I want to get this? Do I want to get that? She's gonna wake up at 6 a.m., open up all the windows and so forth and so on. But really, it was seeing it's almost like seeing the destruction, or what people were going through in the community and saying that no, I don't want to end up there.
Yeah.
I don't want to end up like that.
Okay.
So I think we saw what that lifestyle looks like.
Okay.
And said,
This is not what I want for myself.
No, I don't want that for myself. I think I want better. But in as confident as I sound today, it was not always like that. I was in class, I was the quiet one, but I was the one that always did their homework, and I was always the one that knew the answers. So I was that girl in school. So I wasn't the one that always like, yes, I want this. Yes, I know that. No, the teacher would need to always ask me. It's like, okay, do I?
Really?
I was that girl. I was that student.
I'm finding it hard to believe because
so I don't like labeling myself, but the world will obviously call me like I'm an introvert, but I have thrived in a extrovert way or world where like somebody who's introvert majority of his schooling, like what are you doing on stage?
Yeah.
Like who are you?
Yeah.
Who gave you permission to do that?
Yes.
Like I think it's in my stillness, or it's in my, I don't want to say knowing my space, but just like in there, I had a voice, and somehow I learned that I can use it.
Were you always like in debate clubs?
No.
So where did this come from?
I listened to a lot of radio.
Okay.
I think I fell in love with the power that radio held. How somebody's voice can make or break your day.
Yeah.
So I think through that I listened to a lot of radio stations. I think people like Mario Locke stand out, Roche Locks, those people. I grew up, the Tips. Those old people, I used to listen to radio, and I thought to myself, I think that would be a pretty cool thing to do. So I'll always call in, I'll always win competitions on radio, everything. And then the one day, it was just, that's where like I heard they were looking for volunteers. Back then it was KCR, Cultural Community Radio, and that's where the radio journey started. And that's where I was like, they were like, oh yeah, but that's fine. I'm like,
but you do.
Okay.
Like, that's what I told her when I first met her, was the voice.
I was like, I don't know what you're hearing, but okay,
English.
Let's run with that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I just ran with that. So it was never I was in a debate. What, and I was captain of what. No.
But I think I kind of agree. You're kind of reserved throughout the amount of time that I worked there.
Yes.
You're like well articulated, but you're kind of reserved.
Yes.
I think now
So I'm like, you know what?
back.
I'm gonna mind my business, drink my water, and I really mind my business. Like I really mind my business. Really mind my business, and my friends at times call me out for that.
What is marketing? And why marketing? Why did you choose marketing out of all?
I didn't choose marketing.
Marketing
Marketing chose me. It might really sound like a cliche because I studied communication. I have an honors in communication. So I've always, back to the radio days, is I have found communication, if we can get the communication right, we can get everything else right.
Okay.
If you can communicate your idea correctly, you can get your products to the people. If you can tell the stories correctly, that then becomes the very heart of everything that you do.
True.
So I've always communication is it. This is what I'm gonna do. But somewhere, somehow, every time I keep getting, or the spaces I keep getting into, is marketing. And that's the space I occupy now with the brand I work for, is marketing, and we just that's where I am now, sort of thriving is in the marketing space, because it's all around. It's choosing the right channels, it's choosing the right message, it's choosing the frequency of this message and how it appears on the platforms that you've agreed on. It can be costly, but if done right and getting the message right to the right people at the right time, can yield a lot of big results at the end of the day, driving the profits, and actually winning those share of wallet, share of hearts at the end of the day. And why I love marketing is that there's never a same day in marketing at all. Never at all. Not in where we are now, September. It's never the same day. So I can never say I'm bored at work. Never, because there's something always. It's like what worked for the one campaign doesn't work for the other campaign, because you're speaking to a different demographic. You're speaking about a different product and all of that stuff. So I love it because it's different. It keeps me on my feet. It keeps my thinking fresh. Creating. I think creating is really the one thing that just, it's the heartbeat of marketing. And really just ultimately when you see everything coming together after weeks and weeks and weeks of pitching, fine-tuning the message, the channels and everything else, I think there's just something beautiful about it. So I think that's why I love it.
You said something, you spoke of what? How you say at the right time to the right people. How do you know what's the right time to reach out to certain people, or what's the right message to?
With that, I think your research is very important. We spoke about research earlier. Research is very important because data tells you something. Data tells you a very big thing in how many people are buying porridge. Okay. And in the porridge is, where in Namibia are people buying porridge the most? At what times of the month are they buying this porridge? And in which locations is the most popular? That same data can also tell you in which locations it's not doing well. And then you get to find out what is wrong in that location. What's working, what's not working? Is it the price? Is it packaging? Is it what is wrong?
Age group.
Exactly. So data tells you a lot in getting the message right. Because I can't go speak to somebody that can only afford a Isuzu Baki, I bring a Mercedes Benz. Then it's wrong. Then you've not done your research. You've not basically listened to your customers, because within getting the message out to your customers, you need to have your customer's voice in that. So that's how you get to your campaign message. You're like, okay, what are the customers saying on the ground? So you need to have your ear to the ground when you are developing that campaign. How frequent, like you said, how frequent you show up is also important, because you can't just say, okay, we've got a new packaging on what, and that's it. No, you have to tell the story behind this packaging. Why is it relevant to this person? Why is it different now? Because they're like, porridge is porridge is porridge is porridge. It's like Coca-Cola. The thing with Coca-Cola is the feeling that's attached to Coke. It's the happiness. So that's the story they're selling. That is what Coke sells. Because Coke is Coke has been selling for years, and we know the Coke story, how many bottles they sold in the first year and where they are today. And it's translating that. How do you start? Where's your start point of this campaign, and how are you going to take the customers on the journey with them because they grow with the product.
Yeah.
Because like the reason why I'm thinking pap is because it's a typical staple in every Namibian home.
Yeah.
And it tells a story of different person.
Yeah.
Some like it done pap, some like it thick.
Yeah.
And how you have it with meat, or some omaere, some like it with sugar and butter. That's a different story. So you're speaking to different people,
True.
but it's the same product.
True.
So you need to know your customers. You need to know your customers, and that's how you are able to really hit the right customers at the right time with the right message. Yeah.
So for the business people, perhaps it's you would say that it's important for them to know what their market segmentation is.
Absolutely, it's important. It's important, Pamela, because you can't. Yeah, I can't go out there and go to Havana to go sell a 30-inch Brazilian that costs like maybe, I don't know, 30K or whatever.
Yeah.
We're not gonna sell any.
Yeah.
So know what the people are like would need through that, because again, data tells you something that okay, people have been loving this, but then if the sales go a bit low, there's something that you can do to pick it up again. And it's again for the big part of what we do as a brand is storytelling. And storytelling is so important, because what you're doing is that you're evoking an emotion through the storytelling, right? So it takes you back to when you were younger, at home or at the farm, sitting just there in front of the house with your grandmother and grandfather. You just like beautiful memories.
Yeah.
So it evokes an emotion. So when I see the product in the shop, that's what I think of. And that's why I continually will buy the Breedfontein juice or stuff like that, those things, because there's a happiness, there's this emotion that I've evoked in you through the storytelling that we have come through this platform.
Am I still the only person that likes the Breedfontein juice, and then I'll turn it around
and then open it in the back?
Yes. Am I still the only person?
I do it sometimes as well. I do. I think it tastes nicer from when you do that.
Yes, and it takes longer
to finish. I know. I know. You see, things like that. So I'm like, there's still people that do that. There's still people that do that. So it's that emotion that's attached. Because now what people are doing the most, or what we've seen, is that people buy because of emotions. Because if like this, I'm like it's across brands when it comes to alcoholic brands, when it comes to food, when it comes to cars, it comes to clothes. How does it make you feel at the end of the day, and how does it fit into your budget?
Yeah. There's that as well.
There's that.
But storytelling, I love that you touched on that, because it makes a lot of sense.
Storytelling is very, very important, because I'm like, everybody's online. Everybody can get the information, but how are you making it unique to the audience that you buy, that you're selling to, that you're marketing to this particular product? Because then why should I go to Mercedes-Benz and buy this latest version that you're selling me? And it's again with like Apple. Apple always had this big Apple event that they just had recently with the iPhone 17. So to a tech person is like, why should I get the iPhone 17? Like that whole process of them explaining, this is more advanced, this is more what, and that's why you should upgrade. I'm like, the other version just a year ago. There's nothing wrong with it, but they market it in such a way that you need it for your business. That seamless connection from the TV to the laptop to the Mac, all of those, the iPad, everything. It's a lifestyle that you're selling. So and you want to be part of this lifestyle. If you're a fan and you've bought into it, trust me, every version you're gonna buy. And she's probably already in the process of buying the latest version. It is what it is. So they sell a lifestyle, they sell a feeling, they sell an emotion, and that like you cannot do without it. And that's what they do is through storytelling. Yeah.
I'm just here thinking now how I should go think of ways of how to storytell the brands. My brain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So figure out who the people are, what that story would look like.
Mm-hmm.
Every story is different, every season is different.
Yeah.
We're going to year end, so that would mean is people going on leave, people sort of reflecting how the year was. It's Christmas time. That means families are gathering, people are traveling. What does that look like for your brand?
Yeah.
So those stories that hit home. Yeah.
My mind
Your
is
mind is
going.
right. I can see. I
So
can see
but
that.
let me come back. So what's the difference between branding and marketing?
So marketing is part of branding.
Yeah.
So how does because I can't market if I haven't branded the thing.
Yeah.
So how does this brown chair that you're gonna sell, how is it before it gets to brown, how's it gonna look like? How's it gonna feel like? How is it gonna sit like? How's the stitching gonna look like? How's the white gonna look like? So how does it look outside?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want to take to market. So that's how we get to brand that. Because when it comes to branding specifically is how do people relate to your brand? How can they relate to it? So in this day and age, in this year 2025, it's more brand relations than it was back then. It was more PR.
Yeah.
But now it's what they're calling it's more BR, which is brand relations.
Mm-hmm.
How are people relating to your brand? And the only way they can do that is if you've got a product in the market, is how does it show up? How does your brand show up?
Yeah.
Is it what color? How bright is it? What shape is it? And how many units is it? And all of that stuff. So all of that speaks to both marketing and branding when it comes to that particular product, service as well. Service can look like some event planner, wedding organizer, all of that. How does that look like? How does that experience look like for?
I must have something that is already existing in order for me to market it.
Or it can be a brand new idea that you start off from scratch, because everybody has an idea. Everybody has a kind of a service that they want to put into the market. So if it's already existing, great. How do we enhance it and take it to the next level? If that's where you want to take the product. Depends how your vision is, where your mission is for this brand and for the service that you're offering to the people. But if it's not existing, why do you want it to exist to start with? One thing that we always ask is, what problem is your product solving? What's your service that you're offering? What problem is it solving? Because if it's not solving anything, why is it in the market? Yeah, because then who will buy it? Who will book it? Who will pay for it?
Yeah.
So and again, like we said, it speaks across all sectors. If it comes to a festival, why are we hosting this festival? Who do we want to attract to this festival? The services that you're offering, who? So even in its birth, as you're birthing it, answer those questions or ask yourself those questions, and see what answers that you come with yourself as a founder of this brand that you want to now start and give birth to at the end of the day. Because if it's not solving a problem, why are we birthing it? I always say. So if we're solving the problem, then what is the problem? What is the solution that you're offering to the market at the end of the day?
And it's important, like you said, storytelling. How you story tell the solution is what will get you places, get you to places.
Yep. Because you ask the question is like, if you want to get from like a Yango, it's like you're offering convenience, because then you are the only one that's using the vehicle. But the nice thing is that you can also share it with friends, or share a ride. So that story in telling that, okay, yes, you might not have a car now, but we have a service that can get you from point A to B as a convenience, and it's available 24/7. So that's the problem you're solving. You're solving a problem of transportation, convenience, and it's available 24/7. So yeah.
I know you said marketing chose you.
100%.
But for somebody that wants to get into the marketing space, do they necessarily have to study for it?
Well, I don't know how their
level of creativity or how they storytell, perhaps?
besides that, because there's many aspects of marketing that you can be really good at and not, because there's copywriters, there's digital aspect, and maybe you are good in the digital space and you're not good in the writing. You can always get somebody to write in that. But study is very important. Education is the greatest equalizer. You have heard it. I'll say it again. Love learning.
And you don't necessarily have to study for like 4-3 years. You have short courses.
You have short courses. Yes, you have short courses, and again, the future skill that's being required right now is digital marketing. So that you can get a short course on like 6 months or 3 months, and just where you start is not where you end if you continue to being a learner for life, right? So I always say sign up for lifelong learning. You'll never lose in learning or signing up for that. Absolutely not. So short courses is always great, but if you can afford and do the full-on degree, please do so. But you don't. Like I said, I studied communications.
I was about to.
I have 2 qualifications, communications, and you don't have to. It's just that sometimes your path, directions, take you to those spaces, because then there's maybe something that you have that is needed in that space, in that field, in that season. So yes, but please, we encourage everybody listening to the Purpose of Glow podcast, please study, because it makes you that much more, I don't want to say more credible, but you hold a bit of more, people listen to you, but more,
because you know what you're talking about.
Exactly, you do. You have theoretical, and then you have the experience.
Yes.
So that's important. You have to have both. You have to have a balance of both, because then some people or some jobs do require you to have the papers before you can actually appoint you. You can say, I have so many years, and that's the things I found during my search of getting into the corporate world was, in as much as I had the experience, I didn't have the papers. So I had to go and study. I had to go get the papers before people actually offered me the amounts that I said, okay, I'm worth this. And then that's where they then opened the doors, and I got there. So yes, you can start there, but then you have to. But then in some cases, we've seen people really just blow up without getting the formal way of education, but they still contribute, in a big way to society at the end of the day, which is also good. Works for some, doesn't work for others.
For others, true.
Yeah.
Like for us SMEs, can I say SMEs? As entrepreneurs,
Yes.
We are like everything in the business. We are the cleaners, we have the marketing, we are the founder, and everything like that. Would you advise, for those that can afford now, for them to get themselves like a marketing team to just focus on marketing, especially for people or for us that are not good at storytelling, for us that are not good at articulating ourselves, would you then recommend for us to perhaps, if one could afford to get like somebody to just come in for marketing?
Absolutely. If you need that for a if your business can't afford it on a full time, but you can afford it on a consultancy basis, by all means necessary, please do that. But I think as a like you rightfully put it, as a founder and a CEO of your own brand, you have to be everything, right? You have to kind of sort of understand a little bit of everything, but you don't have to know everything. You don't have to also do everything. But obviously the beginning and the start, because I'm like, you don't, unless there's money just raining from somewhere. But if you don't, at the beginning, I'll always say like, know a little bit of everything. A bit of that. And I've been very fortunate in being exposed to management, to a bit of logistics, to a bit of the financial side, accounting side as well, and branding, comms, and marketing. So I'll be like, I'm a little firm working around my own, okay? So know a little bit of everything, but if you can afford it during a period of time and you want to get something out, you want to get to a certain point, that you have to hit a certain sales of certain things, by all means, please do get the consultants, because they are in the same space as you are as an entrepreneur, also as a startup, to get you to the next point of your business. So do get it, yes. But also YouTube is also there. It's a whole school.
It's a matter of time, most of the times.
Correct.
Many times it comes from a place of, I don't really have the time to do this. Or I think somebody else is better at this. Let them come in and do the job. So that you can focus on other things.
Correct.
Like, I'm speaking like this because even for the Purpose and Glow podcast, we need somebody to just come and focus on video, editing, sound.
Yes.
So then I don't get to do everything.
True. But in the meantime, while you don't have it, there's a whole school on YouTube that's teaching you how to, and the TikToks. And I think that's what I found about TikTok. It's like it's actually really educational.
I know, right?
Because I'm like, it's not just some of the.
But it depends on
what your topics that you pick, the things that pop up. Yes, absolutely.
100%. Because that's why I'm always on TikTok, because I get to learn a lot from TikTok. Even just things, I think that's my new Google. If I want to learn something, like how to.
That's what I tell my sisters. It's like, okay, we don't know how to, whatever, just go TikTok. Type exactly what it is that you're looking for.
Exactly, yeah.
It pops out.
True.
So that's it. So I think it's just how eager are you, how bad do you want it, and at what lengths would you go to get it. So it's just really, it's up to you. You have to be, especially if you are the entrepreneur, you always have to be the one that obviously initiates everything at the end of the day, to make it happen. So you are the one that makes things happen, because you know exactly what the purpose is of this thing, and the mission, the vision, and everything. So because if you don't do it, then who will? So
you know why I asked you if they should hire, if they can afford to hire somebody, it's because I wanted to hear what do they bring on the table. Will it be worth value for money to get somebody, or should I just continue doing it by myself?
I think if you get the expert, the consultant in, like you put it, it frees you of that. And it gives this person that creativity, that leeway to take your idea and really take it to the next level, right? Because that is what they specialize in.
True.
So it's like going to a coach, a trainer, right? I might know the basics on how to work out, right? I can do maybe basic burpees, I can do all of that, but he has a way of activating muscles and workouts that I have not even thought about. So I think that's what helps you as an entrepreneur take your business to the next level. It's like saying, okay, it's my baby, I trust you, right? So this is the idea. How can we take this to the next level?
True.
And still stay in purpose.
Very true. Very true. You know what it reminded me of? My job as a wedding planner.
True.
Why would somebody just out of nowhere want to pick a wedding planner? I mean, they could do it themselves.
True. They can do it themselves, they can plan, because they must know who they want to invite, they know how the look and feel of the whole thing is going to look like or want to look like. But why hire the wedding planners? Because A, they trust your expertise, they trust that you have a track record that proves that you can do what you say you're doing, and you can take it up a notch. You take it up, you put their idea, you bring it to life. You bring it to life, and you bringing it to life,
take it to another level.
Yes.
So thank you for reminding me. Advice to the business owners from a marketing professional. What's the first thing one should focus? I know we spoke of telling the story, market segmentation. We spoke of the demographics. We spoke of. But what is the first step? Okay, fine. I just started my business. So what do I do? Yes, I know I have the colors, I have the logo, I know what I want to sell. But what's the first step into getting into a market? Maybe also picking the right channel into how to tell my story, because that is also important. If you don't pick the right channel, then you can flop as well. True. What advice would you give to somebody who's...
I think for me, the business owner, I just want to tell them the most important thing for me, Pamela, I said it earlier on, I will say it again, is in getting into the business, what is it that you're solving with your service, your product, right? So once you get that written down, engraved somewhere in your building or space that you are not wanting to get it, because if you get that right, because now you're saying, okay, you're offering water services, these ones that you can put in your house, but it's filtered water, right? So why do you want that? Why do you want to offer that service, right? What has the research revealed about the need or the problem that you're solving, right? So once you've identified that, everything else stems from that. It will stem from that, because then if you've identified what problem you're solving, what you're offering, how is your offering solving this problem in the market, you can then identify, okay, cool, we're going to show up in Windhoek West at this time, in this frequency, at this price, because the market here says A, B, C, and D. And A, B, C, and D is covered by my offering. So once you have that, everything else works out. And then in phases, you can then roll out to say, okay, maybe your thing is going to show up as a starter, maybe it's going to show up in black. And then phase 2, it's going to show up in black and in, because now the people, you've listened to the people. The people have said, okay, no, we want it, we like it, we'll buy it, but we want also this, we want that, we want that. So I think if you have constant channels that allow your clientele to give you feedback, it will help you improve on your offering. So you're gonna start somewhere.
But how do you pick the right channel then?
It depends on what you're offering, because everything is not on social media. We know that firstly. It also depends on what you're offering as well. Okay, so what you're offering, where, depending on your research, where are your clients? Where are your clients? And from that, will then determine on you how you're going to show up, how you're going to brand it, where you're going to brand it. Are you going to do it via the newspapers? Are you going to do it via the radio stations? Are you going to do it via television? All of these mediums have different price tags. Newspaper is very expensive. Television is very expensive. So how are you going to show, even if you do show up in the shops, in the retail shops, how are you going to do that? And if you do open a space, where do you open it? And why do you open it in the area that you open it? Because you have to, like in malls like Vernhill or Grove Mall, like there is a rental space. And obviously you need to know that, okay, how many shoppers does, on average, how many shoppers comes to Grove? And obviously those ones can vary at different times of the month at the end of the day. So research is very important in the areas that you open up your offering. It's similar to the cooker shops, right? You do your research in the cooker shops. In the area that you live in, like in the streets, we see that there's a cooker shop opening, but they didn't just open it just because. They did research. They spoke to the people around the neighborhood. They saw that, okay, no, but these people always constantly go to the service station for bread. But how about I offer the bread here? You just walk over. That's it. So it's through seeing people's behavior and also speaking to people. Speak to the people around you. Speak to the communities that you are in, because they need something that you have up for offer. Because if you want to be in business, you have to, unfortunately, get out of our shells and say that, okay, this is what I offer, and this is why I'm offering what I'm offering at the end of the day. Yeah.
I mean, there's no way we talk about marketing without touching on social media, right?
Yes.
So how important is social media for marketing? People who are on social media, I know you can get marketing right without being on social media, but let's talk about the social media part.
Social media is in the digital era that we live is very important. It's like, it's really important, because you'll see now, especially with the vacancies that go out, is there's always an aspect of social media, or just like the companies are or recognizing how important social media is in the spaces that they offer. So it's important in the sense that everybody's online nowadays. Everybody's got a a device that has the capabilities of social media.
Yes.
If you're not on social media, you're missing out on the market.
Yeah.
Firstly, because everybody's there and everybody consumes social media in a different way at different times.
Yeah.
So that's why showing up on social media consistently is important. Because again, it goes back to you, because when you're on social media, you have to ask yourself, why am I on social media? Because I can just post pictures and nothing comes of it.
Yeah.
But if you know your why you are on social media, and that speaks especially to what we've been touching on quite a lot, is the storytelling aspect. If you're not telling a story on social media, then what's the point? Then don't be on social media. Because you have to take the people on a journey as you're starting with this can of whatever it is that you're offering to the world. It has to tell a story.
Yeah.
Because people are moved by the visuals, by the videos. Because nowadays people are very big on videos. So how visually appealing are you showing up? But also how relatable are you in that showing up? Because we've seen there was that era when it was all about aesthetics and how pleasing that is.
Yes.
But people now are wanting real stories.
Yes.
Because somebody that's sitting in a Katutura home can't afford the lush looking things.
Yeah.
They want to see themselves in social media.
And relate.
So if I can see me in your product and your offering, there you've got a customer for life. Then you're saying that, okay, now, even in a bucket that I wash myself in on a day-to-day basis, I see that you have like a sort of more advanced one, but like it's within the price range that I have. Or it's a chisanyama offering, or it's something that within the communities that you are in, what do people need? There is a need that you need to meet. Like, what is that need? And if that is how you show up on social media, and continually let them know that, okay, we have to grow. Like, you start somewhere, we have to grow. So I think showing them that firstly it's possible for a person from their community to start from there, to take it up there. But even if you stay within the community, how good can it get at where you are with what you have?
And one can't necessarily say or really say that one app is better than the other. It all depends on how you show up.
It depends on who you're looking for, because your clients on Facebook can also be an Instagram client, can also be a LinkedIn client. But LinkedIn clients, some of them don't have Facebook at all. They don't have Facebook. They don't like Facebook at all. So then the way they show up, prim, proper and stuff like that, but you're also not discarding that they don't come from somewhere where they call home. So don't forget that aspect. I always say also in showing up on the different platforms that you show up. And you have a platform like X. I don't have X, but there's a whole community there they're very vocal. They have opinions. So how can you capture that opinion also on those platforms? So you as a brand, you must decide how you're going to show up and on what platform, and why you feel that platform is the platform for your brand or your service that you have for the market.
Is it possible to have like one content, reel for example, posted on TikTok, and at the same time, the same way you're posting on TikTok is the same way you're posting it on Instagram, or you're posting on X? I don't know about X. I don't know much about X. Or do you have to show up differently for the different acts as well? You have to, because the way that word, the algorithm and the analytics show up. It's so a video doesn't do great on LinkedIn. As great as it would on Instagram. As it would on Facebook. So how you tell it's the same story, but you just tell it differently on the different platforms. And that's why you would then need to tap in a social media management or manager or consultant that says that, okay, you've shown up like, you're planning on showing up like this on Facebook, but on Instagram you might need to show up a bit like this in video form.
And then on LinkedIn, you need to show up a different way.
Yeah.
But it's the same message, just told to a different audience in different ways. Same message. So unfortunately, you have to show up differently in the different apps.
Yeah.
So in as much as you say like, hey, we've got this account, it has this benefits and stuff like that. Okay, for somebody that's like a private wealth client,
Yeah.
you need to speak differently to
Yeah.
a private wealth client than you would to a pioneer client.
Yeah.
So you have to. It wouldn't be the same in as much as it's the same product, but different message on the different platforms. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you have an overarching sort of campaign message that has what we call the golden thread. So there's something that links each of these messages together at the end of the day. So if your theme is let's grow, so how is each person growing in these different life stages? Because all of us are in different life stages.
Yeah.
You're married, I'm not. You have kids, I don't. You're studying, I'm not. So those different life stages require different messages.
Yes.
But there's a golden thread in all of them that links it together. So what is that? That golden thread that covers the entire message. Is it happiness? Is it what? So how does happiness look like at 60? How does happiness look like at 16?
Yeah.
How does happiness look like at 26? Different. But it's the same message as happiness. So look at it like that.
I should say you know what you're talking about.
It took me a while to get here. But yeah, think of it, look at it like that. So if, as an entrepreneur, what is the message and what is it that I want to go to market with? And then it caters to different people, because then again, the service can speak to different people at different times. So if you look at it like that, then you say like, okay, cool. So the overarching message is like this, but here to a NUS student, a UNAM student, IUS student speaks differently. But then to a young professional that's now, okay, I'm done with this phase of my life. How does this product speak to me now when I'm stepping into the real world?
I have your mind for this, my marketing firms.
No, I work with amazing individuals, amazing bosses that allow us to grow and learn while we work. And again, like we said, amazing institutions that we work for that allow us to create and fail and create and thrive at the end of the day.
Any final words to either myself or to the listeners, anybody who's in business that is thinking of getting into the marketing space as a corporate individual or just as a business person? Any parting words that you'd like to share? Before you answer that, what's the best advice that you've ever received? And from who? Don't say your mom, because you know you love your mom so much.
Your best advice: your voice matters. Your voice matters. Your voice matters. And in finding your voice, you know how to use it for good.
Oh, in finding your voice, you know what matters.
Yes. Your voice matters.
Your voice matters. And in finding your voice.
Yes.
I'm trying to process. But I know I love it, because I also agree with the fact that your voice matters. We all have a voice.
Everybody. It doesn't matter if you're the people that you speak to or the person that you encounter is one person, 2 people, 100 people, 10 people, 100,000, 1 million. Your voice matters there, where you are. And I urge the generation of the Gen Zs, I don't know what they call them, Gen Alphas and whatever, with everything that is so fast and it's so Instagrammable and all of that stuff. Find your voice. Because I'm like we see stuff on social media that instant gratification. Some things that you see on social media now took us 25 odd years to get to where we are. It didn't happen overnight. The overnight that they sing about, like I woke up like this, flawless. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. So things take time, but in it taking time, it requires you to do the work for you to get the results that you want. So even if you finding your voice and figuring out what matters, it takes you some time to say that, okay, I will no more stand for this. I'll no more, because in some way, in some season, you allowed it to happen.
Yeah.
But then you found out that no, but this is not good for me. This is not what I stand for. What are your values? What are your foundations? What do you believe in? What do you stand for? You have to stand for something.
Yeah, you have to.
Because otherwise,
And,
like this,
and in you not standing for something, you
are standing for something. You are. That's it. And that's it. Also, like when you say, okay, no comment. No comment is a comment.
100%.
So, and even if your answer is no, no is a full sentence. So maybe you get to a season where you now have to say no. There was a season where you said yes to a certain thing.
Yeah.
So it takes work to get you to that point. And you continually get to discover your voice in knowing that, okay, what I like this season, I don't like it anymore. But there's certain rules and values that you stand for as a person. That you know that I can't go to Pamela like this. You know, you will not get that right with Pamela at all. So they should know you that well, to that extent, that they dare not even try.
Yeah.
They might get it right with somebody else, but not with you, the person.
Last word, parting words.
Parting words. Okay, what did we not cover? My parting words to entrepreneurs, business owners, marketers, and just everybody in the creative space. It's really just a finding, I don't want to say true north, but I guess they let me better, I can't find a better phrasing. Find your true north that really tells you why you are here. Because I think if you I believe that if you know why you are here, everything else lines up. Like, why am I here? What gets me excited? Like at the very core of who you are. What gets you excited? What gets you up in the morning, every morning? Like when you step into the office, or when it comes to a Sunday, how do you feel like about what you do? Like tomorrow is Monday, that means it's either, it could be invoices are not paid and whatever, but because of that true north about what you do, it still gets you up in the morning excited and wanting to create and wanting to solve. And no matter how bad it gets, you still like, okay, fine, that didn't work. Maybe it's time to close that down. Let's continue with another plan. Because just because one thing failed doesn't mean that's the end of it. It just means that, okay, maybe I need to redirect. I need to refocus, re-strategize and rethink and all of that things. Because I'm like, all of us go through seasons. And some of them are really bad seasons where everything looks like it's a no. But there comes that one season where the yes cancels out all the no's.
Yes.
Everything. And you're like, your day will arrive.
I've been waiting.
I've been waiting for you. So I think just keep it. It requires a lot of tenacity, boldness, audacity to step into rooms where you are going to be told no, you're going to be rejected. But I believe that if you know why you are there and why you're offering what you're offering and you stand for this idea that you have, you will keep fighting for it and really be of true service to the people that are out there. So I think ultimately at the end of the day, in finding your true north, it should be service onto the people.
Purpose. Purpose. One word that can describe what you just said. Purpose.
Yeah.
That's it. Purpose.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Uejaa.
Thank you for having me.
For your time.
Thank you.
For sharing your brain with us and just your heart. I mean,
Thank you.
I'm sure I felt it. The guest or the audience also felt it. Yeah, and we'll put it into practice.
Please do. Like baby steps.
Like,
not everything at the same time, please.
Yeah.
Baby steps, because again, like you said, what you see now, it's taken a good 25 plus years to get here. So please, baby steps. And if you find yourself on the floor, the only way you can, only thing or any direction you can do is getting up.
That's it. True.
So if you fall, get up.
Get up.
Get up. That's it. Get up. Get up.
You've got work to do. The song of Forrest Frank. I was down now.
Yeah, that's it. Get up. Get up. We've got work to do. That's what I remind myself every day. You've got work to do. It's got nothing to do with you, but everything.
Yeah.
That you have to offer until the last day on earth. Thank you for all that you're doing and spreading the message through your podcast. It was great being on here. You made my brain work today, actually.
Isn't that a good thing?
It's a good thing. It's a great reflection.
Sunday, but
It's a great reflection.
Ah.
It's a great reflection. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I absolutely loved and enjoyed having Uejaa in studio. Loved it so much. I hope that you have learned a thing or two as well from our conversation that I had here with Uejaa. And if this message resonates with you, or you know that it will help somebody, whether in business or just in life, please share this video with them so that you can be an instrument that made an impact in their lives, and they'll forever think and remember you. So with that said, my name is Pamela Nangombe, your host, and this is the Peppers and Glow podcast. Till next week Friday. Ciao ciao. Yeah.